Brad's nowhere to be seen. He's out picking berries. If you're thinking it looks like something out of Jurassic Park, you'd be right. And had a minor mental breakdown when a family of mice decided to move into the truck.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Harry. We won the green card lottery, sold everything in Australia and moved to America.
We bought a truck and a repossessed camper and hit the road. We're exploring every corner of the USA to find our new home.
This is our great American adventure. Join us for the wild ride.
Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode. Today we're in Redwoods National Park. Currently on the coast, as you can see behind me, there's some wild weather. It's been raining, windy, all that for the last couple of days, which has been a bit annoying. But hopefully it starts to clear up now and we'll get to head into the park and check it out.
Wait, did we miss something? Yeah, about 7 weeks and 2,000 miles, so let's catch you up. In our last video, we left you guys on the Canadian border just south of Calgary, where we traded the cameras for a 7-week deep dive into the Canadian Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. We spent those first few weeks drifting across lakes and catching ferries to reach the next stretch of road. From there, we began the long trek south, where we tested the F-250 on some rugged terrain, made sure the camper repairs held up through the rain, and had a minor mental breakdown when a family of mice decided to move into the truck. We couldn't pass up a stop at Crater Lake National Park, where we now finally find ourselves under the canopy of the California Redwoods. That's a really quick catch up on what we've been doing. Now back to Brad.
Looks like we've got some competition here with some other YouTubers. But this is our spot for the night. He's doing a nice piece to camera, good on him. Alright, we had a couple of others here last night, which was good. And another car rocking up.
Okay, we've just arrived at the big tree. I'm having my daily Greek yogurt and fruit bowl. Don't talk to me before I've had this, because this is what puts me in a good mood, as Brad has figured out over the years. I really want to check out Fern Canyon along the coast, but we'll have to see if the road's any good to drive in there, because I read reviews that it's a bit dodgy. We'll figure it out. But hopefully we'll be out there today. Coastal redwoods are home to some of the tallest and oldest living organisms on Earth. This specific giant is known as the Big Tree, and is a stunning example of a Sequoia sempervirens. It stands at nearly 300 feet tall and measures roughly 21 feet in diameter. Estimated to be over 1,500 years old, its thick, tannin-rich bark provides a natural resistance to fire and insects, allowing it to survive for over a millennium. Alright, we've made it to Fern Canyon. We've had some potholes on the road and a little creek crossing, but we're heading there now, so hopefully it is worth it. Oh, that's cold.
How amazing is that? Just a total wall of ferns. Yeah, it's quite remarkable, really.
If you're thinking it looks like something out of Jurassic Park, you'd be right. I'm pretty sure, I don't know which film it was. They filmed some of the scenes here in Fern Canyon. So we've got our campsite. Brad's nowhere to be seen. He's out picking berries. Haven't had lunch yet. I'm starving. Can you hurry up?
I'm ready. I think that's enough.
I'm hungry.
I think I'll probably make myself sick if I get any more. Have a look. Off to the beach. We got our berries. Let's go. Alright, so we've had a few wins today, which has been nice. We just finished up at the Fern Canyon, which was spectacular. And then we went to try and get a campsite, which we managed to get. So that's called Gold's Bluff, right next to the beach, basically 50 meters. You'd be swimming, maybe 100, something like that. Nice and close. It's a little bit overcast, a bit foggy, but we'll go and check that out later. but I've also managed to have a nice haul. Got my berries just nicely washed up. Hopefully they don't make me sick. So we'll we'll put them in a meal later and see what they're like. Hopefully really good for us. Alrighty. Certainly a pretty sunset tonight. How's the relentless sea fog? Just stunning. Neighbours look like they've turned up, just sent up their tent. It's just spectacular though. So we have left the Redwoods. We've just woken up. The campsite, or semi-campsite, just south of the Redwoods. We're about 3 hours from San Francisco now. As you can see, the car is absolutely covered in mud and that. So it's going to be a bit of work to get that back clean. If anyone's done camper life before, you might know the struggle of trying to get level. I call this creative leveling. So you can see, like, use basically anything possible. I've driven up onto the bank to get at least somewhat level for the day. I'm probably a bit over the top about getting level, but the fridge and everything, because it's gas, it works better when it's level. So we do that. The only time it can get you though is if you park on something or a tree that might then allow rodents or things to get into the vehicle. So watch out for that. Don't go parking too close because it can be a bit of a horror story. We had a bit of a bad episode with that, but I digress. Anyway, today we're heading further south. So our path from the Redwoods has taken us a little bit inland. We're just going over a small mountain pass, heading down towards the Fort Bragg area. And one thing that you notice with an RV or a bigger rig is those signs that you see, the advisory speed signs that I don't think many people in America follow. As an RV driver or a bigger rig, if you already drive one, well, you'll know, but you've really got to follow those speed signs, or at least use them pretty closely, because if you don't, you're going to end up in trouble. So yeah, they're really super helpful as a tool for any bigger rigs, that's for sure. Anyway, we'll show you once we get to the coast and keep our journey going. Woohoo! Just like that, we are back on the beach, baby. Not much of a beach down there, but I've got Chef Harry just preparing us a nice dinner, a tofu stir fry. Should be very tasty. A little bit of brown rice over there. Alrighty. So we pulled up here late last night after a bit of a mission we could not find anywhere. And there were also heaps of deer around, which was a nightmare because we nearly hit one. But anyway, we've managed to find this awesome spot. We're just waking up this morning bright and early. It's real nice. Pretty cold though. We're back down to around 10 degrees this morning, Celsius that is. So beautiful. Back on the coast again. The west coast fog strikes again. We have been blanketed by the fog in several places, and even last time I was here about 10 years ago there was also the same problem. But anyway, we just got to go slow and yeah, just not get much of a view. Cloud surfing. Alright, back on the road again. We've decided to abandon the coast, head back inland again. We had a bit of an experience with the weather between freezing cold, well not freezing, but pretty cold. We had rain, we had fog, wasn't really beach weather. So we've headed back inland from San Francisco near Yosemite, and we're about to head into the national park. So we'll see you in the next one.